here in this room.
Thank you.
Can you explain the mental health and addiction strategy you passed tonight? Were there some changes that were made from committee? Has anything changed in the way we're moving forward?
Yes, the 7 weeks between committee and now allowed us to refine the terms of reference. I think they're much better now. The changes are technical in nature, but essentially it's the same strategy that was proposed at committee, but just a little bit more refined now. But I'm very, very pleased that council passed it. The community certainly felt that that committee recommendation was trying to kill or pause the work. It's not clear whether that was committee's intent, but that seemed to be its effect. So I'm happy that we're now moving forward.
And you had heard from the province on that file, in that letter. Can you kind of detail?
Yeah, I mean, just very simply that the province, while the associate minister is very pleased that we're doing this community-based strategy work, that he is supportive of it and thinks that these community-based strategies will form an important part of the province-wide strategy that they're working on, which is kind of what we thought the whole time.
The motion that was passed on the Green Line, does
I
this
vaguely remember that.
restore, salvage, enhance the credibility of the Green Line process now?
That's a very interesting question. I mean, fundamentally, what we decided to do today was to keep doing the very good work that we've been doing. And certainly that good work has been informed by a lot of ideas long before that Transportation and Transit Committee meeting, including the idea of a technical review committee, just to make sure that we're keeping things on track. So I'm very pleased that we're going forward. I'm very pleased that there's no pause and that we will continue to do good work here.
Given the complexity of getting a train line through downtown,
Super complex.
but to have a report come back to council, in less than 6 months, that must mean that the problems are not so insurmountable that you need huge amounts of time and money to resolve this.
I think the better way to say that is that the options are very clear. And so unless someone invents a new gondola technology, which I'm very excited about, there are only a few options here. So let's quickly look at them and figure out which one makes the most sense.
Do you have any sense of how cut and cover tunnel downtown works when you're basically cutting downtown in half to put that line through?
Yes.
Like, is it literally a block at a time?
Yes, exactly. And so what would happen is, depending on what street you were on, let's say for argument's sake that you're on 2nd Street Southwest, it's actually a pretty sleepy street. It's a very quiet street in terms of the north-south traffic. The problem, of course, is the intersections. But the idea is that you would put steel plates over the intersections, so they'd be closed for, a weekend, a week, whatever, but not for months at a time until those steel plates went in, and then you could continue to use the intersection, continue to use the avenues through those intersections.
So it can be done.
Apparently it can be done, but those are things I look forward to seeing the answers on as this comes back over the next few months. I asked the same question, if you're wondering.
I asked because they did this in downtown Vancouver and they lost, a street for the better part of 4 years.
Yeah, it was super no fun, and certainly it was difficult for the businesses along that street. Again, when you look at a street like 2nd Street Southwest, there's not a lot of street-facing retail there. It's kind of a different sort of street. Now, if you were to move it to Center Street or 1st Street, let's say, that would be a different conversation.
Sorry, just on the mental health and addiction strategy again, partly because I wasn't at the committee the last time. Can you explain some of what was added in? Like, were there some?
No, what happened is
the
committee did something interesting, which is they funded the strategy, but they did not approve the strategy. Instead, they suggested that we go to the province and have a conversation with them about the strategy. And many people in the community interpret that as we're just punting it to the province and telling them to do it. And look, that's not why I'm in public service. I'm no good at ping pong. So it was very clear, and we got a unanimous vote today at council, and I'm super happy about that.
And you've had conversations with Minister Luan.
I have, and particularly with his chief of staff and with the premier, about what we're thinking about overall on mental health. All right, thank you.